So, YouTube family, you know we talk about Dylan Edwards over here, and we keep it a trill situation. He's a good football player, but I can't lie to what's going on with him at Kansas State. It seems to me his coach, Chris Kyman, does not like him at all. I think Chris Kyman welcomed Dylan Edwards to Kansas State to take one over to Deion Sanders. We're going to use receipts as my proof to show you why I say this. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Thank you for rocking out with the I Smoke Hip Hop Live platform. So, I've been covering Dylan Edwards games for you guys. If you guys are a passionate fan like me, even though these players transfer, you might think I'm just trying to criticize them all the time. Low key, I kind of like watching these players, how they progress on their next journey. If they're doing bad, I'm going to let you know. If they're doing good, I'm going to let you know. With Dylan Edwards, I told you he's been playing all right, but he's been in a situation that's bad. We never thought Dylan Edwards was a bad football player. What we said was he was lazy with privilege. He was over there at Colorado. He known Deion Sanders since he was 5 years old or 7 years old. You feel me? Coached by Deion too when he was in Pop Warner. So he's attached to a situation he thought could go his way. He maybe fought in certain positions, but he's been given a lot too. Hard worker. Just not consistent with the hard work when you're in a privileged position. But nonetheless, he got to move on to greener pastures at Kansas State. Kansas State with 7 running backs. Now, if y'all don't know who Dylan Edwards is, because I know a lot of Colorado fans are not like us. I really mean not like us. They just come by the wind and come back when we're winning and leave when we're losing. But this is Dylan Edwards to you people who don't know who he is. You feel me? 5'9" running back, 100. Well, I think he's 180 something pounds now. He got 15 more pounds since he left Colorado. Now, what's been going on with him, I'm gonna use a series of highlights before I get on. When he's on the field for Kansas State, he actually plays well. Remember, he's barely the third string running back, but when he has touched the rock and toked it, he performed.
Dylan Edwards will be looking for number 29. He goes through there again.
Those two alongside one another in the backfield again. Another handoff to Edwards. Edwards streaking down the sideline. All the way down inside the red zone. And boy, Chris Avery Johnson told...
That was a 30-yard gain. You're probably watching this and like, bless one. What's wrong with that? Looks like everything is going well. Here's the problem. You don't watch, but luckily I watch for you to keep you updated on what's going on in Kansas State. They're the 17th ranked team in the top 25. They've been a consistent team over the years, you know what I mean? So 3 years in a row, Chris Kyman actually has Kansas State a national contender for 3 years in a row now. So it's not like they're an awful team, but what's been going on this year, they've been getting exposed at the start of the season. Their first game of the year, they thought everything was good, but I looked at the little problems they had with defensive back, offensive line. So here comes them versus Tulane, who's unranked. I think Tulane is ranked like the 80th team in the country. And Tulane beat them in every way with a redshirt freshman by the name of Darian Mensah. Their running back even performed over 128 yards rushing. I put all that in the stats already. Go check my videos. And they were getting outplayed and outdid in every way. Tulane lost the game, not Kansas State. Tulane was beating them up and outdid them, outworked them. Everybody knows what I'm talking about if you watch the game. What happened was Chris Kyman only utilized Dylan Edwards when he had no other choice, meaning he didn't even look Dylan Edwards' way. He felt like, let me just put Dylan in the game. You guys know in Pop Warner what goes on with some of these coaches who have certain favoritism. See, Kansas State got a legit running back by the name of DJ Giddens. He had over 1,200 yards rushing last year, and he's been playing solid this year. He averages over 140-something yards in these last 2 games. But the thing is, he'll get yards when it doesn't really count much. I know that sounds like, what are you talking about? In other words, when they needed him to really hit them holes when they were down or under, or it sounds like a Diddy situation, but nonetheless, Dylan Edwards was the one who gave them the sparks, much like this 7-yard gain right here.
On the part of Tulane, this offense is explosive enough to make you pay.
Avery Johnson hands it off to his childhood buddy Dylan Edwards. And
7 yards right there. Dylan Edwards against Tulane had only 4 touches, and he averaged 13.5 yards a carry. I don't think you guys understand. In the first half, Chris Kyman didn't want to play Dylan Edwards at all. He gave him one possession only for a negative 4-yard pass. Let me show y'all something right quick. Chris Kyman never cared about Dylan Edwards. He wanted to use him as a gimmick. Here we go right here. Listing 2 running back positions is interesting, but it looks like DJ and Joe Jackson will be considered the primary back, while Edwards and White will play a 3rd down situation scat back role, a gimmick basically. I'll be eager to see how often there are 2 backs on the field together, but that might be a wrinkle they hold back for a different opponent. Now, the freshman they're talking about is this guy over here from Florida, Joe Jackson. I think he's from Miami. I might be mistaken, but my other video explains where exactly he's from. And he's a top-notch running back, 6 foot something, 214 or 15 pounds freshman. He's a good running back, but I think he's been banged up. He's not durable, my personal opinion. And they didn't even use him in the last game. So Dylan Edwards got to see some action, but not until the second half when the game looked like it was over for Kansas State. Chris Kyman has something against Dylan Edwards, and I don't know what it is. So I'm to the conclusion they only took Dylan Edwards because he was leaving Deion Sanders. You're in the same conference, you get to throw it in Deion Sanders' face. We got your guy. You know how coaches are with egos and being braggadocious. And I still got more. My thing when I made these videos about Dylan Edwards, because he still kept throwing shades towards Deion Sanders. A lot of you people who are his groupies was like, he didn't say nothing bad about the program. What, bro? I don't feel like going through all my receipts. He said things about the quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, even with Shedeur that was in the way right here, he had criticism and said he's going to a better quarterback situation, which was his best friend, Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson of Kansas State, who played a pitiful game against Tulane. He had 183 yards. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on top of my information, y'all. I like being who I am and not sugarcoating it for nobody because I watched the game. Now, Deion Sanders also got criticized by your guy. Man, I'm everywhere. By your guy, Dylan Edwards. If you don't believe me, let's listen to Dylan Edwards speak on Coach Prime.
James was able to, Oregon to get off the field under his own power, and there goes Dylan Edwards, touchdown.
Looking up at the scoreboard and seeing it was 41-6, just a W. I ain't won a game in a while, and it just felt really good. Last year, I'm not going to tell you what weight, but I can tell you I'm up 15 pounds.
James was able to.
The interview was longer than that. Go to my other videos to check it out. He even did a separate one where he lied, and we caught him lying. He didn't say when he talked to Shedeur, that was before he actually left. He made it seem like they had this kumbaya, but it's not what it is. You dig what I'm saying? Now, he's known Shedeur as well. They've both known each other as kids. They're only 2 to 3 years age gap apart. So they're very accustomed to each other, probably damn near like family. So it did hurt when he left that way and he continuously throwing shade after shade. And it's like, but your coach, Chris Kyman, let's put Chris Kyman picture in the room right quick. Chris Kyman has a vendetta against you, my guy. I don't know what you did to him or what baggage you probably had. This guy doesn't want to see you make it for some reason because he's in love with 7 running backs. Kansas State has 7 running backs on their roster. And I think Dylan Edwards is the second top running back on their roster, but the coach doesn't think the same way like me. You guys can say what you want about DJ Bless when I always keep it honest. Dylan Edwards, in my personal opinion, is the second best running back because DJ Giddens is a great running back. He's going to be playing on Sundays. But Dylan Edwards, he can add the extra that you need when the sleeping giant, which is Dylan Edwards, is needed. He's not utilized. DJ Giddens sometimes might not have the extra fuel where you need to have a second option, which is not Joe Jackson. No pun intended to Michael Jackson's father. You feel me? I see a lot of disrespect, and they're not going to say anything about it. Dylan Edwards, you might think I hate you. No, I criticize you for being a coward and what you did towards Colorado. I'm always going to feel that way. But I'm not going to use it to diminish your worth as a good football player. Dude, you was a 4-star player. I welcomed you over. I needed you at Colorado. In fact, I'm mad you left because you're a good player. You're not Alton McNo skill. You feel me? You actually have skill. That's the difference. We feel some type of way. Rest in peace to rich homie Quan. We definitely feel some type of way because you left. And Cormani McClain. No matter how much people diss Cormani, including me, y'all have skills. That's why we're mad. Like, the good players are leaving and they didn't even wait to adjust and grow with progress. See, unlike your coaches and some of these Mayo coaches, Deion Sanders knows you. Forget about your father and his relationship with you. I mean this. He knows what we go through. So you could have utilized his open door policy and just let him know what was hurting in their game. But these other coaches, they look at you as just a number. You were on the watch list, on the Paul Nug watch list before what you did under Coach Prime. All them yards you had on the first game against TCU, that's why that award had you on the watch list. But based on the rocks and carries you're getting, I don't think you're going to be able to even be in the top finalist for this award when the season is over with. Now, I'm going to wait for the third game this week coming up to see how Kansas State is going to utilize Dylan Edwards. But my personal opinion, Coach just doesn't like you like that. I don't get it. You scored a touchdown that was beautiful. Let me play it right quick. A 13-yard touchdown.
Size for a reason.
Remember, when I show you guys, they needed this touchdown, by the way. They were getting defeated. And you saved the day.
Size for a reason. He's not just out there to look pretty. See Avery Johnson looking over there to his left.
Instead, it's Dylan Edwards. It's a crease. Freeway to the end zone. And Kansas State answers right back. And we're a point after.
Dylan Edwards has 5 touchdowns for the season. You would think he's the starting running back. He barely can even escape out of a third-string role. The only reason he was barely used in the second-string role during the second half of the Tulane game is because something happened to Joe Jackson and Kansas State was getting beaten every way. If not for that, they wouldn't even barely touch the guy, which is weird to me. I don't know if it's a Deion thing, but that's why I want all you transfers to know. The grass ain't always, you feel me, like that. At the end of the day, I think your coach hates you. I did a video about that. Y'all go check it out. But this is going to be part 2 of it with receipts being utilized. It's just the way I feel about it, man. Man, ladies and gentlemen, love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. I'm DJ Bless One, the best one, man. We got to talk about the truth when it's here. This is bigger than football. It's deeper than football. Now, fellas, ladies, give me my theme song.